Really happy to have you here, guys. Yeah, I hope you're super excited as we are to bring you the NFT knowledge. There's so much to learn. We believe that. And we are also delighted to be joined by Claudia, uh, Caleb, Kariwe. Daniela will actually be joining us later on, but these are some of the gurus that we have organized to, to help you guys learn as much as we can. So to get started, yeah, I was actually giving a quick description of what the class is all about. Probably you have come across the word non-fungible tokens as you're cruising on the internet, or probably a friend of yours actually mentioned what is NFTs, or probably you came across some articles talking about non-fungible tokens or people selling the NFTs for huge amounts of money. So, well, this is it. It's true. People are actually able to sell the pieces of art, and it's actually super fascinating. And that is what we are actually going to be digging in today. Really honored to be joined by Claudia. We do have Caleb and Daniela. They'll be joining us. As for the host, I am your host, Brian Adams Kuria. We also have Tony. Tony, do you have anything to say?
So thank you. Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, Brian, for the invite, and thanks to all the guest speakers that will be taking us along today in the conference. Thanks everyone that made out their time to come and learn about NFTs.
Thank you so much, Tony, for that. So let's get to it. I'd like to give our guests an opportunity to introduce themselves. So probably we can start with the amazing lady who has been doing an amazing job in NFTs. I actually spotted some of her artwork on Ephemera. It's one of the NFT marketplaces, but she'll definitely tell us more about that. And the images that she actually was able to produce and sell were actually super fascinating. And I believe she will be able to share so much knowledge to us over time. So Claudia, please, the floor is yours. Just give me a minute to unmute you. You're actually unmuted. The floor is yours.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Brian, so much for that introduction. And hi, everyone. Good morning from Toronto. It is about 7 a.m. here, and it's bright and early, and I'm very happy to be here today. So when I introduce myself, I like to say that I'm an artist and an arts worker. So I'm a photographer, and I have been doing photography for about 10 years now. And mostly like commercial stuff, shooting with analog, shooting a lot of film with really old cameras. It's been such a fascination of mine. And I went on to study photography. I did my BFA in photography studies, and then went on to do an MA in arts management and leadership, where I took a critical look at museum and gallery studies. And if you were to tell me that today I would be working in crypto now with the fine arts and crypto, I wouldn't have believed you. So this technology is moving so fast to intersect with the art world. It's amazing. So part of what I devote my time to now is working with Ephemera, which is a digital art marketplace focusing on lens-based media, like photography, like video art. And we're working to build a platform for photographers to showcase their work, because a lot of the crypto art space right now is filled with a lot of like 3D and like digital illustrations, and it's all fascinating, great stuff. But I think as we continue to evolve this market, we're going to see sub niches within the crypto art space and platforms dedicated just to those. So I have some of my work on there, as Brian said, and it's been a really fun time. I just started tokenizing myself in January, and I sold out my entire collection a few days ago. I have one work available now still, but it's been amazing. The space is moving so fast, and I'm really happy to be here and take the opportunity to tell you guys about it.
Wow, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Claudia. As you can see, guys, we look for some of the best people in the space. So there's so much to learn. Remember, prepare a notebook. And at the end of this session, we will be having some amazing giveaways. Some NFTs, some cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, courtesy of Bitlazo. So on to the next guest. Caleb, are you ready? The last time I checked, Caleb, you mentioned that you're afraid of huge crowds. I hope this one won't frighten you. Just give me 1 minute to unmute you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Caleb. I'm a abstract artist majorly. I was not really into arts before last year. I was majorly a programmer and someone who trades cryptocurrency and the likes. But then I started NFTs in April 2020 and started by trading Decentraland collectibles. And it was going fine for a while. And then I decided to go off it because it was not so profitable any longer. And then as I was going through conversations on Twitter, I got to know of Stella Bell. You might know of her. She's very popular in the crypto art space, and I decided to venture into the crypto art space. And it has been a wonderful journey. Met a lot of great people. I've met Claudia herself, and it has been super interesting. And I feel it's something that could really help to grow the African art space, because we have a lot of fantastic African artists who need a platform to showcase their creativity, need a platform to showcase their innate abilities to others. And NFT is really a great means. I'm into the NFT space, not just for arts. I'm into the NFT space for gaming, for innovation, for finance, and all the other aspects you find NFTs into. But for right now, I'm into the NFT art space majorly. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb. Actually, say we do have amazing questions streaming in. Chantal, we'll actually get back to you. We'll have a Q&A session. So please, huddle onto that. So thank you so much, Caleb, for that. Yeah, there's so much going on in the world of NFTs, and the reason as to why we are here is to, understand probably what is that, what is it all about, and who can participate. How can you actually create an NFT? These are some of the processes that we want to look at today. So Danny was supposed to have joined us, one of our guests, but for some reason she will be coming in late. So we'll proceed with our two amazing guests. So yeah, so let's get to it. I hope you guys are ready for the questions. Tony, are you ready? I'd like to hand off the mic to you.
Okay, first of the first section here is the description. So many people already wondering about what is NFTs and crypto arts. So there are many. The hype now in 2021 is increasing and increasing well. So just like DeFi the other time, many people got excited and then looking out to know how to hoop in and then make some money. So now the trend is hovering around NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Basically, we will be looking on what are NFTs and crypto arts and understanding these things very well. So
so first off, you say what is art? I believe art is simply creative expression. So creative expression in terms of drawing, spoken word, animation, music, poem, and all the likes. Then digital art is art that is easily transferable, as you have arts on Instagram, Facebook, and all the social media you have available, and also for the website you can see. That's digital art. And when it comes to NFT art simply means non-fungible token. They simply mean tokenized art that has been connected to a token on the blockchain and it's currently residing on the blockchain. That's literally what digital NFT art is.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. So maybe you can help us also understand if we can have a precise definition of NFTs and fungibility, because NFTs are maybe basically is just being unique with different the blockchains or what they are represented on, or for example the art that are represented on blockchain being unique and different in each aspects. So maybe you can help us with a precise definition of NFT and then fungibility.
All right. NFT is a cryptographic token which represents something that is unique and interchangeable. So you have something that is special to one person or special to one character that cannot be replaced by another thing. That's what you can define as an NFT. And it's also on the blockchain, it's cryptographic, it's connected to a cryptographic token. So you get an artwork, like majorly the way it is on most of these platforms, you get an artwork, you go to a marketplace or a platform that enables you to mint, you initiate a smart contract. The artwork is tied to the smart contract and put on the blockchain. Then someone who wants that artwork would pay a certain amount of money in any of the currencies that are supported by that marketplace, and they'll get the ownership and transfer of that asset to them. So NFT enables ease of ownership, NFT enables provenance, NFT enables true ownership of an asset. So for an NFT asset, you can go to the metadata, go to the information to find out the history of that asset, to find out how much it was sold for, who it was sold to, who created it, and all of that. You can find that with NFTs compared to digital art where you have to go to a museum or go to a collector to find out all this information. And compared to traditional space, you might not get the required information you want accurately compared to when it is on the blockchain. Could also ask Claudia what she thinks.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if I could jump in, maybe an example would be helpful just to understand NFT. So to understand what a non-fungible token is, I like to kind of give a description of what fungibility is. That's really something we should understand. So fungibility would be like if I had $1 and you had $1 and we exchanged dollars, we would both have $1. That value is interchangeable. But something that's non-fungible would be if I had a baseball card that was super rare and worth a lot of money, and then you had a baseball card that you had bought from like the dollar store, from like a fresh package, and it was, you know, maybe worth $1, and you said, hey, let's trade. We wouldn't make that trade, right? Because although they're two baseball cards, they're different in value. It's the same with if you had the Mona Lisa painting, for example. That's a unique one of one, the original, right? If someone were to just make copies of it and print them, that's not the original Mona Lisa. You couldn't trade the original for the print. So that would be non-fungibility.
Okay, thank you very much, Claudia. Yeah, so what can we say down? Okay, let's say now. So what you mean now? NFT assets, for example, can be something that is unique to with its owners, which is with its own characteristics. For example, Twitter accounts with its own characteristics. You know, a Twitter account has one characteristic because of the person that is managing it. So can we also say that this is a non-fungible token?
What you can say is that it's non-fungible, but it's not necessarily a token because it's not on the blockchain yet. For something to be a token, it has to be on the blockchain. Okay. It's not fungible because it's only available to one person and it's rare to one person. But when you put it as a token, it means you can transfer. You can't necessarily transfer the information of a Twitter account to another person legally without having some issues with the Twitter company itself. So it's not necessarily a token. You can't easily transfer it. You can find the ownership, you can get information about the account, get ownership and all of that. But you can't transfer it because it's not on the blockchain. It's not tokenized yet. Until something is tokenized before you can call it an NFT.
Okay. So I guess the Twitter example is a better example for everyone here to understand.
Another example is this. You have a vehicle. We all know that you can't easily just take up a vehicle and go to an exchange and put it up for sale and someone buys it from your hand in a minute. They have to go through some information about that vehicle. You can compare that to a non-fungible token. Those informations make that item worth more than the currently has. So if any vehicle is worth something, but to know how much a vehicle is worth, you need to go through information about that vehicle, get to know how much it was and when it was created, who created it, how much it was sold for, and all the steps the vehicle has passed through. All those information increases the value and the worth of that item. And then because that item is non-fungible, you can't easily just get a marketplace to sell it. You need a lot of intermediaries to go through for them to verify some information about that vehicle before that vehicle is sold. So for NFTs also, they need all of this information, the provenance and all of that before you can decide to buy that NFT.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So guys, we'll be switching on to the next section, the practical demonstration part, and I'm handing over to Adam's brain to take us along this session.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tony, for taking us through that amazing session. Wow, there's so much to learn. And actually, up to where we are right now, I've learned so much. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much, Caleb. At least now I understand what fungibility means, and I understand what can be, what can be categorized as an NFT. I also got the part that until it gets on the blockchain, that is when it becomes a token. So wow, there's so much to learn. As we promised, value is what you get. Remember, at the end of the session, not at the end of the session, we are actually going to give out NFTs to the people who participated. So if you're here, count yourself lucky. There'll be also some free giveaways from Bitlazzo. That is, if you wish to buy some tokens to mint, let's say something on the, on some of these marketplaces, then it is a place to do so. Yeah, so let's get to the next session. This one will be a little bit more, not a little bit, but it will actually be more exciting since it's more of a practical. And Claudia and Caleb will actually be, showing us some of the marketplaces that exist. So yeah, I hope you are ready to write down the URLs and all that. So we can start with you, Claudia. Probably you can show some of the marketplaces that you are accustomed to. You can actually, yeah, you can share your screen and take us through some of the marketplaces.
All right, can everyone see the marketplace?
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm showing right now is Ephemera's marketplace. So this is what I mentioned earlier. Ephemera is a lens-based media marketplace. So it's actually quite new. We launched in November of 2020 during Art Project 2020 Art and Tech Expo with the Vancouver Biennale. And so we're aiming to create a space for collectors to go into this marketplace, specifically looking for photography and video art. So we have like an upcoming auction section, a bit of information for artists. We also have a gallery feature. So this is really interesting. Galleries can represent artists who maybe don't have a lot of experience with blockchain or Ethereum and don't really know completely what's going on there. So galleries can actually be a bit of a middleman there and just help the artist along in tokenizing their work. So we have a gallery here called Urban Street Photo Gallery, for example, and you just click on them and their artists that they represent are Francesco and Nick. And you can just scroll down and just see the NFTs available here. And so if we go back down here, and then we have a bit of an activity feed here, so you can see kind of what's going on. So artists are creating works, they're listing works for prices. The prices are listed in Ethereum, but there is a USD dollar amount right beside. And if we just go into the marketplace right here, all of these images that you see, these are NFTs. And oftentimes I get a lot of questions about, if you're selling the photo as an NFT, are you selling legal rights? Can someone take that image and then print it or display it in a physical gallery themselves? And the answer is no. NFTs only exist as a digital asset that is unique to the Ethereum blockchain. There may be cases where that differs a little bit, but for specifically the photographs here, you are collecting a one-of-one, all of these on Ephemera are one-of-one editions, a one-of-one photograph on the blockchain. And so you're able to hold that in your digital wallet, you're able to sell it, and you're able to just interact with Ethereum with that NFT. But that doesn't mean that for artists who are maybe worried about selling off their work in a way that they feel out of control, it doesn't mean that you're giving away rights to commercially print this work or giving rights to an art creator to participate in activities that don't involve the Ethereum blockchain directly. So for example, here, Moonrise 2 by Caleb Johnston. He just joined Ephemera. You can make an offer or you can buy it now for the price that's been listed by this artist. So there's descriptions here as well. And also you can go down to see more artworks by this artist. We also have a leaderboard, which this is really similar to other digital art marketplaces as well. And it's kind of a leaderboard just to showcase the stats for each artist on Ephemera. So how many artworks were created, what are their sales like? So if you're thinking about collecting NFTs from an artist, sometimes it's a good idea to maybe visit the leaderboard and just see the data that's going on there. If you have an artist that you've spotted and you just want to see maybe what are their sales like or what have their works been selling for, and you want to make an offer, sometimes it's smart to go and see their stats and see how much their work has been selling for in the past, so you're prepared to make an offer that's appropriate. So we also have the magazine here, which is our blog post. So we write content about information in Ethereum and blockchain and how it relates to fine arts. You know, the space is constantly evolving, so we want to keep thinking about it, right? We want to be thinkers in this space. There's also features, artist features that we do. Andrew McCarthy actually had a viral post on Reddit a few years ago. He photographed this amazing image of the moon, and it was something like 800 megapixels or something like that, and it went viral. People on Reddit loved it, so he actually got on board and started tokenizing on ephemera. And just to show you a bit of depth here when it comes to sales, this image, for example, this was sold for 1.10, which is about just over $2,000 USD. So artists here are the ones that are constantly creating work online and building their personal brand. They can be quite successful in getting sales, which is really exciting for us to see. So we also have a bit of just a learning page. So one of the things that ephemera really wants to do is try to onboard artists who may be new to Ethereum and the blockchain and don't really know, they don't quite understand the full scope of it. So we have a bit of an FAQ page to try and answer some questions there too. So we definitely want to support new artists coming in because the space is so new and exciting. We definitely want to be there as a bit of a support team and onboarding different artists there. So that's basically all there is to ephemera. There are more digital art marketplaces. Some of the really big ones are like Super Rare, Known Origin, Maker's Place. There are a few, but trust me, I feel like you will definitely see more coming up in the next few months because the space is just blowing up and we're taking it day by day and just seeing all the activity that comes up. Yeah, that's ephemera.
Okay, thank you so much, Claudia, for the amazing presentation of ephemera. So guys, you can actually check out Claudia's work. She will actually drop the description link or the source link to her works on the chat box. And I think it's actually super impressive. You saw earlier. Yeah, so let's get to the next session. Not session actually, but Caleb, you are actually to show us some of the marketplaces that you've interacted with.
Yeah, so majorly I use Rarible and Paras.id. Rarible is an Ethereum blockchain. Paras.id is a near blockchain. And this is OpenSea. So on OpenSea enables you to do what we call lazy mint, where you can mint without actually having to pay gas fee to create an artwork. So all you just need to do is you create a collection and then you put up the artwork, and then when the individual who wants to buy the artwork pays for it, the fee for minting is collected then.
Okay. Well, you actually talked about different chains. You talked about the Ethereum chain and you talked about EOS. So I tend to believe that for you to be able to mint or upload something on the let's say on the relative chains, for example, Ethereum, you will need Ethereum, some ETH, right? And for EOS yes, please proceed.
Yeah, I said for a platform that run on Ethereum, you would actually need Ethereum to mint. But there's some platforms that have been created that enable people to mint their artworks without having to pay it as gas fees. So you can check Mintable.app and OpenSea. My connection is not so fast, so it's taking a while for my page to load.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me mute everyone to avoid the noise. Thank you so much, Caleb, for that. Yeah, so you talked about OpenSea, you talked about Rarible, but unfortunately your internet connection is not that good. Still having
it's
more
showing
people
now. Hello, it's showing now.
Okay. I hope everyone can see your screen. I can see your screen on my end. Please proceed.
Okay, so these are the collections that I have in my wallet at the moment: Rarible, essential variables, crypto fair collectibles, my collection on OpenSea, Lux card, and the likes. And
Hello, Caleb.
yeah, I can hear you. So these are the NFTs I have.
Okay.
I created
Would you please
on
open one?
OpenSea. This is all right.
Would
so
you
I'll
please
click on
open some of
this.
your works? Yeah, let's just look at it.
Yeah,
Or if you're planning to mint any, are you planning to mint anything like right now? Probably
yes,
can give
yes.
us.
Not right now, but during the class, I would like to mint an artwork.
Okay, we'll actually love to go through that. I
I
hope.
think let's go forward. My internet is not so strong at the moment.
Okay, Claudia, are you planning to mint? Have you been planning to mint anything during the class?
No, I'm afraid not. I don't have anything ready to mint.
Okay, no problem. Caleb, I hope your internet will be back so that we can have the real experience on how minting actually works. But just to know, it's not that hard, guys. So I think all you need to do is connect to, like, your wallet. That is your online wallet. Remember, there are different classifications of wallets. So connect to your online wallet, then upload it. Then the rest, I don't know. I'm still here to figure it out. And through the help of Claudia and Caleb, we will actually go through that. So thank you so much, Caleb, for that. Yeah, so we will actually look at how to create an NFT. Caleb will actually take us through that. Yeah, the next question we had is, let's say you are a collector. Let's say I've looked at Claudia's work, or I've looked at Caleb's work. And from what I see these are people who have potential of becoming very major artists in the near future. And I would like to start investing in some of their artwork. So by this, I become a collector. How do I actually, how do I buy an NFT? How do I become a collector? Because in the world of art, there are people who buy the artwork and there are people who create the artwork. So let's say I'm on the other side, I'm a collector. How do you actually go about that? So probably Claudia could give us a quick, you really don't have to buy, but you can take us up to the part of, placing a bid to buy. Let me make you host 1 minute. First 1 minute. Make host. Your host now, Claudia. The screen is yours.
Okay, let's get back here. So this is my page on Ephemera. So for example, if you wanted to go in and buy a work, this process is pretty similar when you're looking at the different digital art marketplaces, but you would go to one of the works. This one's available, for example. And this one doesn't have a price. I've listed it as available for offers. So you could go ahead and make an offer there. It's giving me a notice here to connect to my wallet. So one of the things you would have to do is your digital wallet would have to be connected. A great digital wallet to use, for example, is something like MetaMask, and it's an extension that is directly in your browser. And all the interactions with the Ethereum are going to happen within that MetaMask. So as soon as you click make offer, you would be able to type in a number in ETH, place that offer, then your MetaMask would open up, it would prompt, and then ask to complete that transaction. You would have to pay a gas fee. And what gas means is anytime you're interacting with the Ethereum blockchain, you have to pay a bit of gas. It's kind of like gas in your car, for example. If you want to go somewhere for the day, you have to fill the car up with gas. And so you pay a bit of a transaction fee there, and then your offer would be placed. And you would wait a little bit because these things take a bit of time depending on gas prices and the availability of the network. And then the offer would be placed. And then on the artist side, something would prompt up on their account saying, oh, you have an offer. They could go in and they could accept it or reject it. but it would also cost them a little bit of gas to do that. And that is specifically for ephemera. Sometimes on different platforms, there's, depending on how they're built, they can offset that charge or make it a bit different there, but for ephemera, this is the case. And so once that transaction is done, for example, the work would now be in the collector's digital wallet. So you could actually see it in your wallet in MetaMask, or you could go to OpenSea, which is like the biggest NFT marketplace, and you could see your own digital wallet in OpenSea, and you could see that NFT there. So it'll actually pop up in your wallet as soon as that transaction is complete. So if you wanted to be a collector, some of the things I would recommend looking out for when you're thinking about investing in an artist is, what is their personal branding like? And I'll talk a bit about this a bit later, but definitely do some research before you drop an offer on a work, and just see kind of what their potential is. How do they interact with their community? How are they talking with different artists in their community? How are they talking to different collectors? Have they sold work before, right? So it's really important to kind of do a little bit of investigative research and just see kind of what person are they? Are they in it just for a cash grab, or are they in it for the long term? And do they want to make art a career of theirs, right? So it's, when you're thinking about investing in a work, you're really investing in the artist. So it's really important to make that decision based on a lot of research you've done there.
Wool up, just wool up.
Thank you. Wow. Before you leave, before you stop sharing your screen, how much were you able to sell this fine piece of art for?
So I'll go back to my most recent work, for example, because the way my work has been selling, it's been selling a bit more each time, which is great. But my one that just sold recently was a piece I actually commissioned for La Virgin del Crypto, which is a collector in the space. They actually have Beeple's first NFT in their collection, so they're quite a collector. And so this work I commissioned for them, and it sold for 0.5 Ethereum, which is just over $900 USD. So if I get an offer on my newest piece, I'm hoping it will be around this number, right? As an artist, it's also a bit of a strategy to think about in terms of pricing your work. And, I recommend always pricing it a bit higher each time. That's also great for collectors that collected your work previously, because your work is going up in value, right? So if they ever want to resell it, they're going to sell it for more.
Yeah. Wow. Guys, as you can see, this world is real and the world of art is changing. So whenever you meet any artist out there, just ask them to look out for NFTs. That is, if they miss this class. But we will keep on bringing more classes revolving around this amazing topic. And wow, I'm actually impressed at what Claudia is actually able to do. So remember, you can actually visit her source link via the link that she will share on the chat section. Just for probably you've decided to become a collector, or you just want to get some inspiration on what you're doing. Yeah. So let's get to the next session. We just saw how, let's say if you want to buy an NFT, how you could actually go about it. So the next part is marketing. Right now we've talked about what an NFT is. So we believe we do have an understanding of what NFTs are, what the fungibility is all about, how to tokenize them or how to mint them. Caleb will actually give us a quick demo on how to upload them or mint them, or how to create tokens out of your art pieces. But before we get to that, I have one real question to both of you, Claudia and actually, I'll make it to everyone. If you have an answer to this, drop it on the chat section. But I'll actually give Claudia and Caleb an opportunity to answer it. So, what can be an NFT? Is it only things to do with drawings or pencil drawings, or can it be anything like a photo that I actually took, or probably it's a piece of fashion design that I actually made? What can fall under the category of an NFT, or what can I mint with an NFT? So guys, if you have an answer to that, please drop them on the chat section. then yeah, Claudia, you can also, Claudia and Caleb, you can also give us an answer to that.
Yeah, if I could jump in, how I like to look at NFTs are, they are any digital asset that exists on the blockchain and has been verified by the blockchain. So when I say that digital asset, it can be music, it can be like videos, it doesn't just have to be digital art. You could really tokenize anything you want. I mean, I saw someone the other day tokenizing trading cards of their friends. You know, they were just making NFTs of cards of their friends for fun. You know, it's really anything that you can make to be a digital asset, and tokenize it on the blockchain. And sometimes these NFTs represent physical assets. Like I've heard of NFTs representing land, like land purchases.
Yeah.
Or NFTs, for example, in the art world, we've seen some NFTs that are created, and then with that NFT, a painting, for example, the first collector of that work gets shipped the original painting, right? So sometimes, and that's the beautiful thing about NFTs is, you know, in the description of the work, you can specify what the NFT obtains if there is a physical part of it. Now, there doesn't have to be a physical part of it, right? The beauty of having NFTs on the blockchain is that we have digital ownership of these digital assets. So, but it's so creative, it can really be anything you want. Like the creator of the work can really make anything an NFT.
Wow. Wow, that's a very nice, well-detailed answer. Yeah, so Caleb, do you have anything to add on to that before we go? We take a look at what people actually say they are.
Yeah, I do. I feel NFTs can be anything that is non-fungible, both physical and digital. So for digital item, anything that is digital and it's put on the blockchain is considered an NFT. Music, picture, word, image, animation, anything digital, once it's put on the blockchain, it can be considered an NFT. And you can create an NFT to represent a physical asset, like Claudia mentioned, where you could use NFTs to represent a land, NFTs to represent a vehicle. So someone purchases an NFT that represents a land or a vehicle, and then upon getting the NFT, they own ownership of the physical assets. There's a platform called Zero Utility Token that enables people to purchase NFTs and get access to gold, to own assets, fractionalized access to gold. And other,
did you just say gold?
Yeah, they purchase an NFT and then get fractionalized access to, or fractionalized ownership of rare items like gold and the likes. It's a little complex, though, but also you have something with Beeple's artwork where you have a Metaverse purchasing a large amount of Beeple's artwork and creating a token that once people own certain amount of that token, they own some fractionalized rights to the NFT artwork and can come together with other people to determine governance on that artwork and the likes. So that's my take.
Well, I actually love that part where you know, you can have access to some of these special methods through the NFTs that you are able to purchase. I think that is it actually means that the world of, you know, the world of art is not actually the world of art, but the concept of NFTs is actually revolutionizing the world of art. And I always say the early bird always get the worm, or the fattest worm.
I feel art is just one category for NFTs. There are so many other categories of NFTs. You have NFTs in gaming, you have NFTs in metaverse, you have NFTs in digital ownership, like me having my persona in form of an NFT that people can own, or I can use as my identity in any social platform I go on to. You can have NFTs for DeFi, you can have NFTs for so many different categories. But for right now, we have more of NFT has been maintained, that has been shown. With time, you get to see more information about metaverses, about games, and all the likes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much. Remember to mute yourselves, guys, just to make the work easier for us on this side. So once you jump in, make sure you mute yourself. Yeah, what was that? Please mute yourself. Thank you so much for that. So there's so much to learn here, and as you can see, my notebook is actually almost full. As you can see, I hope you have your pen and paper writing down the amazing points. That is if you're really interested with all these things. Yeah, there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn about cryptocurrencies. There's so much to learn about blockchain. And that is why we are here providing you, helping you connect with some of the gurus in the space at Cryptocurrency Academy. You can check us out on Twitter. You can check us out on Facebook. We're also on Telegram. You can join the community chat and also on the WhatsApp group. But I think for the WhatsApp group, we're already full. So you can actually jump in on Telegram. So let's move on to the next session. Thank you guys for those who are joining in. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah. So let us look at what people actually talked about. I had actually asked what can be an NFT. So I'm actually going to pick some few answers we start with, who are we going to start with? I saw some really nice answers that came here. Okay, somebody asked, can I tokenize my tweets? Yes, that is actually super possible. We saw the very first tweet of Jack Dorsey being sold out for millions of dollars. So yes, it's very possible, but probably for your first tweets or something like that. Back to that topic. So Vincent here says NFTs are pieces of digital content linked to the blockchain. The digital database underpinning cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. So remember, for your artwork to become a token, it has to be on the blockchain. That is when you officially mint an NFT. Once it's already minted, then you can later work on the pricing and so on. I'm skimming through. I don't want to ask questions. I just want to give the answers that people gave. Abdika Boya, that's a very nice name. Abdika Boya, he says, I think it's basically art. Art is art is a very complex word. It's a digital asset tokenized into the blockchain. I love that bit because you never forgot to talk about it being, minted or added onto the blockchain. So thank you so much, Abdika Boya. Abdika Boya. So the other person is, Abdullah Adamu. Hey, Adamu, I love your answer. So Adamu says it's any creative art that can be digitalized and tokenized. So as long as you can bring it on the blockchain, it gains the token, thing. But there are also other things that you have to look at, probably at the uniqueness or, but as from my understanding, you can actually add anything on the blockchain right now as the digital copy of something that you have and add it on the blockchain for it to become an NFT. The topic of value and how you price it is another thing that you're actually going to be looking at under the marketing section, which we will be jumping on into right now. So Tony, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, so you could, I would like to give the mic to you to take us through the marketing bits.
Okay, so the marketing session, so we don't have Danny Pazos around, so I mean, maybe the question will be going to Claudia. So, many people might have learned how to, or what is NFT and how to go about minting their own. But another issue will be how to market your NFT assets, the best ways or strategies that you can use to make sales and then actually make the profit you're looking to make. And also how to organize your community that can help you with your NFT assets around arts, music, DeFi, and others, so that you can be making cool sales across different blockchains. So Claudia, can you help us on how or the best strategy to market NFT assets?
Yeah, for sure. So if we have any artists in the room who are thinking about possibly getting into NFTs and minting their work for the first time, I would definitely recommend building a social media presence to build your personal brand before you even do that. So one platform that the NFT community and enthusiasts are really using is Twitter. I have a feeling most of you already have Twitter, but that is really where most of this discussion is happening. That's really where most of the collectors are looking for works to purchase, is on Twitter, right? That's where we see crypto news. It's where everything is going on. That's most of the discourse. And so I would recommend, if you already have a Twitter account and you want to get into NFTs, to just start over, make a brand new one, because you're going to be talking about your work a lot. And if you previously used your Twitter account for maybe just chatting with friends, or to maintain those connections from like a networking session or like an internship, you're going to be tweeting a lot about NFTs. So the conversations are going to shift a little bit. So I recommend making a totally new profile and just dedicating that to marketing your art. So think of yourself as this account is just going to be for myself as an artist, and not just for marketing NFTs, right? I would recommend posting about what you're doing behind the scenes, right? If you're a painter and you're working on something right now, what does your studio look like? What tools are you using? What are you currently doing right now? And maybe reveal a sneak peek of a work that you're going to mint soon. Keep the conversation going there, and also start collaborating with different artists. That's a really great way to start building your personal brand as an NFT artist, but also just engaging with those in the community. So not just liking people's tweets, but really just replying to them. You know, if you like someone's work, you know, tell them how you feel about it. If you see a collector whose collection looks awesome and you think that your work would look really, really great in their collection, then definitely reach out. And don't even try to, you know, sell your work to them in the first message, but reach out and just say, hey, I really love your collection. I think you're doing a really, really great job here. I love how you're elevating the voices of artists. I would love to connect with you, or something, you know. Really start building relationships with potential artists, potential collectors, also people working in the crypto space, right? So people building these platforms and building maybe virtual art galleries. There's different virtual realities in crypto. One I can name off the top of my head called Crypto Voxels. There's a lot of events happening in there, like virtual exhibitions, where these events actually display your NFTs in a virtual world. And so getting involved at those events, seeing if you can showcase your art there. So I would definitely start building your personal brand as an artist before you mint anything. And once you've minted something, reaching out to Discord servers, for example, and seeing if there's a channel to drop your newest work, or going onto Twitter and seeing if anyone could share the work, and just really keep talking about the work and try to build anticipation before that first drop. So really think about, okay, how much time am I allotting to hyping this work up before it actually drops? Because if you excite the people around you, there's going to be a lot more buzz about your first drop, and you're going to see a lot more success than if you were to just mint your own work and say, that's it, the platform is going to do all the work for me, I don't have to do anything. And that's not true. Platforms definitely exist for discoverability of your work, but when a collector sees your work on a platform, I guarantee they're going to look at your social media and see what you're posting on there, right? Are you in it just for a quick buck, or are you in it because you really want to devote your career to being an artist in this space, and you're really dedicated to your work? So you have to consider that and build your personal brand around that.
So thank you, Claudia, for the little strategy that you just dropped. So for you to build a good community, for you to make a good marketing of your NFT assets, you build a good community around your work, create your own social media handles that can help you market your products, and then be active enough with your works. So thank you very much, Claudia, for the tips. And I believe we understand the tips that was dropped now. So you can also, someone saying you can link a physical artwork to an NFT. Yes, you can. So on the next question here or session. Okay. So now we understand how to market NFT assets by building our community social media handles, creating groups on WhatsApp, Telegram, and others, and then interacting with fellow artists around, and then community building. Yeah, community building is one of the best strategies here also. So because if you have a good community around your work, you will be able to make yourselves also. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Claudia, for that. So on the next session, we have investing in NFTs. So here, I believe many of us here may not be artists. Many of us here are collectors, just like me. Okay, I'm not an artist, I'm a collector. So just buy and sell artworks or other NFTs on OpenSea and then majorly bakery swap on Binance Machine. So on this investing session, we have use cases of NFTs and then which artists to invest in as a collector. Yeah. So Caleb, can you help us with the use cases of NFTs? Hello, Caleb.
Yeah, I can hear you. So
Yeah.
among these cases of NFTs, you have NFTs for you have NFTs for art, you have NFTs for collectibles, you have NFTs for gaming, you have NFTs for you have NFTs for metaverses, you have NFTs for finance and the likes. So for NFT art, you can see them from major NFT marketplaces like Super Rare, Nifty Gateway, Ephemera, Maker's Place, Stone Origin, Rarible, OpenSea, Mainnet or Sign Out App, Wax Atomic Hub, Parasol ID, and so many others. Then for collectibles, you have collectibles as simply little items that have extrinsic value. They don't necessarily have any value outside the sphere they have. So like you have trading cards. There's nothing you can actually use the trading card to do outside of the act of just trading or owning it for some aesthetic value. So examples of those collectibles are NBA Top Shot moments, CryptoKitties, Decentraland wearables and the likes. Then for gaming, you have platforms like SoRare, you have platforms like F1 Motorsports, you have platforms like that platform. This is what I can remember off it for now. Then for trading, you have platforms like OpenSea, Mintbase, and Token Trove. Okay, for games also, you have Axie Infinity, you have Illuvium Games, you have the Sandbox, you have Decentraland. For these are practically the major use cases available for now. There are still other platforms coming up with finance like this thing. What's not this platform again? Can't remember the platform right now. So I think we can move on from there.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So you mentioned metaverse, finance as use cases of NFTs and then ads. So, but on the finance, can you maybe make a more elaborate explanation on that? Like under finance, what use cases actually do we have under finance for NFTs?
Yeah, so there's a platform called NFTX. This enables you to get loans using your NFTs. You can either receive loans or give someone loans. So on NFTX, I could take my NFT there and then put it up as the collateral to receive a loan in Ethereum or DAI. And then if I'm able to pay back the loan, I get back the NFT from the person who gives me the loan. Or I could also be the one to give the loan to someone and receive the person's NFT as collateral. So the person is unable to pay back the collateral, pay back the loan. I receive the NFTs as my own forever.
So so here NFT is being used as collateral.
Yes, as collateral for trade, for receiving loans.
Loan.
Yes. Then there's NFTFi. NFTFi enables people to own NFTs and own fractions of NFTs. So I could have an artwork, like there's a platform called Async Art. Async Art enables people to co-own an artwork and then enable different features on that artwork. So you can have an artwork and that enables a feature that when you click a particular button on the NFT, the condition of that NFT can turn from a sunny day to a rainy day.
Yeah.
Also, that's the same kind of NFT. So many people can come together to own different sections of that NFT, and they can then trade that fraction that they have for an ARC20 token. So there's a means for people to convert to make their NFTs liquid.
Okay,
So
yeah,
they fractionalize these NFTs and convert them to shards. And they can then sell those shards as ERC20 tokens to do whatever they want to do with it.
So basically, this async art sort of is a sort of liquid market for.
No, async art is a market. No, async art is a arts marketplace for buying and selling artworks. But you can take an artwork from async art to NFTify or NFTX and fractionalize it and get a lot of people to own certain features of it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
There's a platform called Node Runners that enables you to stake your NFTs to earn the NDR token. Also, Meme does the same thing where if you're a meme holder, you could use that meme token. You could put it to work to earn a rare NFT, giving the NFT a proof of work feel, whereby you do something to earn that NFT.
You know, the words you are using now may be confusing to the people, the audience here. Maybe you can use something, or maybe give an example that will be clear enough.
Okay, so for like the loan parts, you as an individual, you want to perform a project and you need some amount of money, and then you have a rare NFT from an artist like Beeple or Murat Park or Trevor Jones art. You could take that artwork, take it to Nftify, connect your wallet, your MetaMask wallet to it, and show the NFT there. And then decide that, okay, this artwork is worth, let's say, $10,000. I would like to take a loan of $10,000 and use this NFT as a collateral. The platform will then connect you to someone who is interested in owning the artwork and who has that amount of money to give as a loan. And the platform will take the NFT from you, hold it in their wallet, and give you the person's loan with a certain time period for which you can pay back that loan. If you're unable to fulfill the agreement for that loan, the platform would carry the NFT that they've created from you and give it to that individual. Then for a platform like Node Runners and Meme Token, they enable you to. For a platform like Node Runners, they enable you to take your NFT. So they're like a game. They enable you to buy NFTs, their NFTs on OpenSea, or pay for NFTs that they're about to mint. And then you could then take those NFTs to their platform, stake it there, and earn the NDR token. I practically stake one of my NFTs there at the moment. So with this, you get to earn from your NFTs. Instead of just having your NFTs sitting there in a wallet doing nothing, you get to make some money. It's like yield farming or staking your NFTs to earn an extra token, which is getting you some amount of money. Then Node Runners have partnered with platforms like Meme and Doki Finance that enables you to take those NFTs, your Meme NFT, your Doki NFT, you could take them to Node Runners, stake it there, and earn some amount of NDR tokens, which is in relation to the amount of the strength of the NFT card you own. Then for NFTX enables you to take to co-own an NFT. So you have an NFT that's pretty good, and a lot of people want to own certain amount of it. So NFTX to purchase this NFT, they enable people to purchase certain positions or certain features of that NFT, thereby giving large amount of people access to that NFT at once without just having one person owning it. And they could then use that NFT for provenance or any other thing they want. Then there's a platform called Insure. Insure enables you to own an NFT. It's like it's an insurance platform that enables people to get insurance from NFTs. So you own an NFT as a developer. You want to work on a particular project. You could purchase a Insure NFT that would insure you for any hack or any bug that might happen to your code when it's live, with relation to that NFT and the amount the NFT provides to you. So I think this should be enough for now.
Yeah, thank you very much. So so guys, NFTX can help you with getting loans. So if you have NFT that is worth some cash, maybe 10K USD, you can use it to get some loan, and your NFT will serve as a collateral. So for Sandbox is for Node Runners. You said Node Runners is for yield farming.
It's a gaming platform majorly. Yeah, you can also use it for yield farming. Then for Sandbox, Sandbox is practically a metaverse that enables game creators to create different form of creators, architects and the likes, to create impressive structures in those metaverses. So as a game creator, you could create a game in Sandbox platform, and then as people play your game, you get to earn some amount of sand tokens and the likes. The same thing happens with Decentraland and even CryptoVoxel. Well, for CryptoVoxel, I'm not sure if they have a earning system there, So on CryptoVoxel, you could go to CryptoVoxel easily with your phone or your PC, enter into the origin. Then from there, decide to look for a land you wish to buy the land, build it up, put in different structures on it. You put in an art gallery, you could put in whatever you wish. And as more people visit.
So basically, Sandbox can help gamers to also create their own version of NFT, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So.
All right.
Okay. Any other thing?
And that's all for now.
Okay. So guys, NFT Sandbox can help you for gamers out. For gamers with us, you can use Sandbox to create your own NFT. Yeah. You can build your house, like he said. You can own a land and then build structures on your land. So you can sell these structures, maybe a building or whatever you are building on your house or your beautiful house or dream house. You can sell this as an NFT on OpenSea or Rarible. So thank you very much, Claudia. Thank you very much. So so which artists are to invest as a collector? So now, so I know many of us here are collectors.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Tony, just before you go to the next session, wow, I've learned so much, and I believe we'd like to have a follow-up on that, on the use cases of NFTs. So Caleb, I hope you will be ready to provide us with some of those platforms and their use cases. So I'll actually follow up with you. And as for the participants, please check your emails or the groups that you are in or where you got to hear about this event. We'll actually be posting some of these use cases there as a follow-up, just to help you understand the platforms better, and just to help you understand, interact with these platforms. I believe the best learning comes when you interact with a platform. But yeah, that is the best way to go about it. And some of these platforms do not need a lot of gas fees. Some actually require very low fees. Yeah, and remember also at the end of for participating in this amazing session, we actually have some giveaways for you guys. So I hope you're ready. We'll be dropping some NFT giveaways worth $100 to 20 people. And there will also be some amazing giveaways from BitPlazzo. Yeah, to 10 people.
And some NFT gems too.
Yes. Or I remember Tony was actually to give away some NFT gems. So there's so much that will be given away at the end of the session. Back to you, Tony.
Okay, thank you very much. So as a collector, no, many of us are collectors. Like me, basically, I'm not an artist. Like I said before, I'm a collector. So I know many of us here also are collectors that want to buy and sell, just buying and selling NFTs or trading them, or learn how to be trading them and be making some profit from it. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay, Claudia, can you help us please how to know the best artist, or what features or what you can see in an artist? Then you will say, let me buy this NFT asset from this artist and then own it. Believe the future, the price of this art from him will rise. Artists like Bibu or some others. So what can you tell us that we can see in an artist, or we can or features we know, or we will be able to identify, so that we can know how well to collect some NFTs from artists?
All right, so I think if you're a collector and you're looking to collect from an artist for the very first time, I would definitely check your Discord servers. So platform-specific servers, see kind of what the conversation is going in those servers, and see kind of what artists are being talked about the most, right? But also check those platforms, and like Super Rare, like Known Origin, Foundation's a really great one too. Check those, and first of all, I would say, and I have a big opinion on this, is buy work that you feel a connection with and you love, not because you think it's going to sell for a lot later, right? Because you really don't know what's going to happen, right? An artist could be like blowing up significantly right now, but maybe you don't really like the work, but you purchased one of their works, and maybe like a year down the road, they just stop creating, or something happens where all of a sudden that's unexpected, right? That's not what you wanted out of that. So I would definitely, when you're looking as a collector, look at work that really resonates with you. What work do you feel a connection with? If you're someone who really likes paintings, or you really like animations, like maybe look for those. And once you've selected kind of like a niche that you like, maybe check out the artists that are really successful in those niches, or just pick up a work that you like. And you know, it's a gamble. Maybe you don't want to sell this ever. You just want to have it in your wallet, and you just want to keep it until an offer is made, you know. So
Yeah,
I would definitely look at works that you feel really resonate with you first. If
yeah,
you're looking to make a profit, or if that's your hope, I would definitely look at like article features on a platform like Super Rare, and just see kind of who are the artists that are being interviewed and really marketed by those platforms. Most of the time, those artists are the ones that are seeing a lot of success in the space, but they will be a bit pricier. So definitely take a look at artists who, like I said, I always go back to the community engagement part, is the artists who are really just interacting with people in their community, supporting other artists. They're the ones who are the fireballs, you know. I would definitely take a look
yes,
at those, because oftentimes the ones that are supporting their artists in their communities, they see a lot of success just because they're really great people. They just want to see other artists beside them succeed too. And oftentimes
yes.
that reflects in their sales. So a really great collector who I want to recommend and just drop in here is at Nifty Whale, I believe is their handle on Twitter. They release like articles on what they look at as a collector, and how they feel about, you know, artists just messaging them like, hey, buy my work, just out of the blue. They're very transparent with how they feel about collecting and their collecting decisions. So if you're looking to learn from a collector and just see what they look for specifically, I would definitely check out their Twitter handle. I believe it's at Nifty Whale.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. That was a wonderful tip. Because like you said, community engagement. Community engagement is a very a good strategy to identify an artist that has a good quality for a collector to buy from. So having connection with the artist, like said, the artist you are looking to buy should be someone that is active or promoting other artists, and then connection with the artist, someone that has, like, someone that is connected with his art, his work art, so that when you are buying the stuff, you are buying not necessarily for money or for gains, you are buying for because of the love you have for the art he has designed. Yes, so those are the tips you say will be helping collector to make a good collection of his artists, or a good collection of his NFT portfolio. So thank you very much, Claudia, for the session. Thank you. So guys, so next a little add up so a little add up. There are some other NFT platforms like Bakery Swap. We have some platforms that maybe not popular enough now. You know, recently Binance Machine is trying to do something, or maybe trying to be a better alternative to Ethereum platform or Ethereum EVM machine. So this Bakery Swap now is one of the Bakery Swap and Digin is one of the top platforms or marketplace for NFTs on Binance Machine. So for most artists that are looking to pay lesser gas fees for now until June, when Ethereum network is planning to do some network upgrade for their ecosystem or network. So for now, maybe you might be looking out for a lesser transaction fee network, might be opening on Binance Machine, Bakery Swap, or Digin Swap. So on these platforms like Bakery Swap now, Bakery Swap, you can mint your NFTs with lesser fees, because on Binance Machine, actually you have lesser fees. So you can mint on Bakery Swap. Bakery Swap, minting on Bakery Swap, much easier too, just like OpenSea. on Ethereum network. Yes. So thank you very much, Claudia and Caleb, for the session. Brian, any other add-up before we drop some gems and then some tips from the Binance Machine side?
Yeah, I actually remember Caleb was actually to mint some NFTs. Caleb, are you in a position to do that?
Okay, so I'll use Trust Wallet. So on Trust Wallet, I have to open my. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
All right, so I'll open OpenSea here. So OpenSea.io. So this is my collection on OpenSea. So I'll just create an artwork. I'll just come here. No, yeah. Click on create, click on my collection. And then I already have a collection created. So to mint on OpenSea, hello, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Okay, so to mint on OpenSea with your device, you can do something we call lazy minting, whereby you mint without having to pay gas fee, but you need to create a collection first. So I've already created my collection. This is the CX_Kariwe. I click on it. And then I decide to, I've created 2 already, so I'll create a new one. I click on add new item. I'll click on it, go to my media library to look for the artwork. You can allow. And I go to my gallery. So this is the artwork I'm minting. The name is so this is the artwork. This is the name. I have a link for it from my Google Drive. So the link is what we call an unlockable content. So with the link, whoever purchases the NFT can easily click on the link and then get access to downloading the picture for whatever they want to use it to do. And the supply is restricted to 1 only on OpenSea. So if you're lazy minting on OpenSea, you can only create a one-of-one NFT. You can't create multiple. If you're on Rarible, you can create multiple. Let me just take the property.
So here you are adding the
information.
Okay.
And I click on, after I'm done with all the information I want to put in here, I'm not putting any description, I click on create. And then to give me a prompt to create it. So as you can see, fractured beauty has been created. So then next up, I can decide to sell it.
Wow.
I can decide to put a set price, put it as the highest, put it as an auction, or sell it with other item as a bundle. So just wait to set price, put little price of 0.35. And then I could decide to include an ending price. I'm going to be using auction, but when I'm using a fixed price, I just go directly and I click on post your listing.
Amazing, amazing.
And I click on OK. And yeah, it is NFTs being created.
Wow.
Wow. That was
So
actually super easy.
the only issue to this is for people who want to use OpenSea, they have to pay an initial gas fee to create their collection for them to be able to mint. So, and that gas fee can be pretty high. A friend of mine that tried to create some days back got a fee of over $160.
Wow.
So practically,
That's
this is
high.
it. Created from a known address to me, and it's currently mine, and I've listed it 3 seconds ago. So that's basically it. Then you can click here, go back to my account, my profile, and you see the NFT right there. So that's it majorly.
Wow. Wow. So what the processes are, what you actually did is first you
I uploaded the image.
OpenSea on your Trust wallet, right?
Yes, you open my Trust wallet, then signed for new users. When they open OpenSea on the Trust wallet, they need to sign, giving access to OpenSea to get access to their account. And after that, you click here.
Which is similar with if you'll be using something like MetaMask or probably.
Yeah, it also give you a prompt to enable access to the platform.
Okay. So after that,
you click on create and click on my collection. And for new users, they want to have a collection. Yeah, they click on create a collection. So they put in a logo, put in a name and a description, and click on create. And it automatically creates one for them. Then from the collection, they can then, after they've created the collection, they click here, and then they add in a new item. That's basically it.
Okay. Wow. That was actually super easy. Okay. Thank you so much, Caleb, for that. For that quick go through on how to mint an NFT. Guys, as you saw, it's actually super easy to mint NFTs, and that is how you actually go through them. How you go through it. There are other platforms you can actually do that. There's OpenSea, there's Rarible, there is Atomic Hub. There are so many. I see more people are still joining in, but actually, I think the room is already full. So, but yeah, we're actually really happy that you guys came. Thank you so much to our guests. Remember to keep on checking your emails. Remember to keep on checking your mail since we'll actually send the winners of the giveaways to you guys. It will actually be from Cryptocurrency Academy, so don't click on any other links that are sent to you. Okay, so let's get to the next session. Take a deep breath before we proceed. So since you're getting into the Q&A session where you guys will actually get to ask our guests questions, so drop them on the chat section. If you have any question, we'll actually pick some questions there and shoot them to our guests. So keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming as our guests take a short break. Keep your questions coming. Tony,
yeah,
I bet you have learned so much from this class.
Yeah, sure. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from you, especially from the minting process that Caleb showed us now, and from Ephemera NFT marketplace. So I have never heard about Ephemera before, so I heard about it today too.
Yeah. The beauty of it is, how you can actually create, or you can actually sell or transfer something that you think is unique and rare digitally to another person, and it's like you're transferring value. I actually saw a good question here where somebody asked, can you trade NFTs like how you trade cryptocurrencies? So I don't want to get into that, but I'll actually like to, I think this will be the first question to go to one of our guests, whoever wants to answer that. But I think there's a difference to it. There's something different about it, how you trade normal cryptocurrencies and how you trade, how you trade NFTs. But at the end of the day, it all depends with the perception of what trade is. And if it's exchanging goods from one person to another, then I think the marketplaces are trade areas where you can actually sell them, the NFTs for from one thing to another. And you can, once you become a collector, or once you become the owner of that NFT, you can actually decide to, probably increase the price of that specific, collection that you actually bought. So this is the beauty of it. Tony, do you have anything to say as we move into the chat section, into the Q&A section, sorry?
So I was actually trying to point out some question that someone dropped earlier before now, talking about how can NFT be sold twice. So so we are already entering the Q&A session, so the question can be answered. But aside that, no other issues. The session was okay from our.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Tony. Let's get to the, I believe our guests and everyone here has already taken a quick breath, so we can move on to the next session. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to pick a few questions here, some which I think will be of great value. So somebody asked here, that is Roy M. Roy, thank you so much for attending, and thank you for asking the question. So Roy asks, are there copyright issues when it comes to art work because one can use someone else's art? So I think what he's asking is, if, let's say, if Caleb, if the artwork Caleb uploaded or minted, if somebody else, probably downloads it and uploads it on another blockchain, are there issues that can arise from that?
Yeah, I
you should be able to unmute yourself. Okay.
There's been issues with art theft that I've heard of, going into that issue with copyright. When a work has been minted by someone and they don't own that art, they didn't make it. They found it on Google and they just dropped it into OpenSea or Ephemera or whatever they wanted to mint, and they minted it successfully. And now it's just open. It's available for anyone to place an offer on. And I think it's really one simple thing to do when you're checking work to see if it's legitimate is you can right click it and do like a reverse Google image search and try to see if that image exists anywhere else on the internet that is under a different name than the artist you're buying from. So that's one good way to kind of check that. I would just really take precautionary measures. And again, it's part of that when you're looking to invest in an artist, constantly like investigating them and just trying to learn who they are as a person and as an artist. And by doing that, you'll be a bit more confident about your purchase and try to avoid issues of art theft. But with copyright, sometimes there can be a bit of an issue. I know that on Rarible, which is like an open marketplace that anyone can go in and mint anything. Like you have like open marketplaces like Rarible, and you have curated marketplaces like Super Rare and Ephemera that are that select artists through an application process. And so on Rarible, for example, there have been NFTs minted of photographs of like celebrities and like sports photographs as well, of famous people, but they're not minted by the photographer, right? It's just an image that they probably found online and made it into a meme, right? So once you make it into a meme, it's like, who owns that copyright? Is it the photographer who originally took the image, which, it should be, or have they given away rights somehow outside of the blockchain? So there's a lot of issue with copyright that can happen in this space. So it's really important to, one, if you're an artist, mint your own work. Make sure it's as original as possible. If you're creating your work, you shouldn't have a problem with copyright because it's your work. And two, as a collector, to really do research on the background of that artist and of the work, and make sure that that artist is legitimate, that you have a good feeling about that work. Because one thing that you don't want to happen, and I can give an example, there's a famous collector in crypto. Their Twitter handle is @crypto888crypto. They're known as like the 888, like the number angel. and they actually recently collected a work from an artist that had been copying design elements from another artist. And they actually went on Twitter and apologized and said that they're in contact with the original artist about this, and that they're going to either, they're going to figure out what to do with this token that they now own, which is has a lot of controversy on it for art theft. So you have to be really careful that you don't end up in that situation. And sometimes it's hard, it's inevitable, but as long as you're doing proper research on the artists that you want to collect from, and just feeling good about them, you should avoid issues of copyright.
Okay, thank you so much, Claudia, on that. Well, there's so many questions coming in. I don't know if we will be able to, answer them all. But Tony, do you have a question that you have come across on the chat section that you'd like to ask our guests?
Yeah, I saw one that I feel is very important. So someone was asking, well, from what Claudia said earlier before now about copyright, the explanation she gave a few minutes ago. So it's somehow explainable. The question actually is, can NFT be sold twice? So it's still a copyright issue, because if someone mints an NFT or maybe OpenSea and places it on the market, another person can come again and make the same artwork for sale. So, but on Bakery Swap, there is this strategy on Bakery Swap, because I interacted with Bakery Swap, and then I found out I just went to internet and then downloaded one picture about coming to America picture, the graphics of the recent movie released just recently. So I emitted it on the Bakery Swap. So they said it will be under review. So after some days I came back and saw that the artwork was declined. So you see the stuff now. So I found out that maybe these people are reviewing theirs manually. So, but if you go to OpenOcean and mint one, it goes instantly on the market. So the copyright issue might be a problem on some platforms currently. So about NFT being minted twice, it depends on where it's being minted on. Yeah. Hello?
Hey, Tony, I'm still here.
Yeah. So, okay,
Yeah,
so that's it. That's it now.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, you find with most of these marketplaces, they always do a review. You have to you have to get reviewed for you to become probably a participant on their platform.
Yeah,
so
I guess I guess it's still a manual review for now.
Yeah,
I guess because maybe it's yet to go on the blockchain.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the next question. So somebody here asked, how do you access an NFT when you don't have a crypto wallet like Trust Wallet? So here's the thing. If you understand what a wallet is, then you'll understand that it's necessary for you to have, a crypto wallet for you to be able to interact with NFTs, since a wallet simply is, a software that helps you interact with the blockchain. So if this NFT is on the blockchain network, then you need a wallet that interacts with this specific or with the relative blockchain network for you to be able to access your NFTs. So I hope I answered your question. Let's move to the next question. Let's move on to the next question. So somebody here asks, Brian Ogwoka, how do pieces retain value with potentially infinite supply? So, can somebody answer that? Caleb, would you answer that, please? Brian asks, how does a piece retain its value when it has potential in infinite supply?
So for most artwork, the idea to NFT is that the NFT has to be rare. And for something to have an infinite supply, it means there's a certain amount that it can be made of. So infinite supply It's infinite supply, infinite supply. If at the moment I'm a little bit confused on what infinite supply should mean, but if it means a certain number will be created, that means only the amount will ever exist. But if it's the other way around, where you can create as many as they wish, then the value practically decreases. Except if the artist is so popular. But even if it's so popular, I still believe there should be some level of maximum supply for whatever you are creating. Most times I create artworks at 3 of 3s, 5 of 5s, 1 of 1. But I feel if you are going to be creating an artwork, set a number that you're going to mint as the total number in order to ensure that the value of that NFT is secured.
Okay, wow. I love how you answered that. Actually, to add a little light onto that, I think the thing with NFTs, it's not about it's not about you going and copying that piece of art and pasting it. It's about having that representation that you are actually the person who bought this the piece of art from the original owner. So this representation is actually there. And if anyone comes to, to probably probe you or ask, are you the real owner? You can actually prove it, since every little detail is actually recorded on the blockchain. So that is the aspect of it. As much as probably people can copy and paste them as possible, the thing is, are you the original bidder, or are you the person who actually owns it? Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, Caleb. Let's move on to the next question. Thank you so much for your question, guys. Really appreciate that. We've already looked at that.
Okay.
So Victor here asks, Tony, do you have a question? Yeah.
But the question is funny, actually. Someone was asking if someone's voice can be classified as an NFT. well, it's maybe for me it's unique, because that NFTs are unique, unique characteristics. So with that type of question, you say that a voice is human being now. So the voice is also unique to the person. So it's still an NFT until it goes on blockchain. You can then attach token, non-fungible token to it.
Yeah, I also heard Claudia talk about tokenizing yourself as an individual. I don't want to get into that. Probably Claudia can shed some more light on what you meant by that. And definitely, voice is part and parcel of a human being. So, Claudia, please.
Yeah, sorry, what's that, tokenizing yourself?
Yeah, so somebody asked if you can tokenize your voice. And I remember you talked about you have been working on tokenizing yourself. It could be probably tokenizing your artworks or what you produce, or probably it could be tokenizing images of, or tokenizing music that you produce. So could you share some light as you try to answer that question about tokenizing your voice?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a difficult one, and I'll go to an example that I read online about Grimes, the artist Grimes, who a few years ago said she wanted to tokenize her soul and split it up into different parts as NFTs. And I'm not sure where that conversation went, but there's definitely like theories and ideas about like, can you tokenize like a living person or part of a living person? But then how do you prove that in the physical world, So I think it's an interesting concept to explore. And I think as NFTs expand and we kind of talk about more of like digital ownership and physical ownership of these assets, what are our limits here? What is the gray area? What's the line where we can no longer, like, we can tokenize land and physical land, but then we can't tokenize a person? Or at what point does that become something that's immoral or we shouldn't do? So there's a lot of philosophy behind this, I would say, but I think tokenizing your voice, I think that I see tokenizing like an audio clip of like you saying something, like recording an audio clip, much like music, and tokenizing that, but then connecting it to your voice as an ownership of your voice would be very difficult to like maintain that ownership, if that makes sense, right? So it's an interesting question, and I think as this space evolves, we'll shed some more light on kind of what can we physically tokenize, like, yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. I think that conversation is still going on, and I think also, actually Claudia answered that question well, where in respect to the voice thing, unless you want to tokenize an audio clip of your voice, then
I'd like to say something.
Okay, Caleb. Yes.
Okay,
please.
so yeah, I know of a particular artist on Rarible that decided to tokenize parts of the body. So what she did was this: she enabled people to create two. So she took a picture of a particular part of her body, and then if you purchase that NFT representing that part of the body, you have the ability to create a tattoo on that part of the body.
Okay, that's actually super interesting. Yeah, but I think you still have to take a photo of that particular piece of body, right?
No, what I mean is she took a picture of a piece of her body and then put on tokenized it, and then enabled anyone who purchases that NFT to determine whatever they would like to design as a tattoo on that part of the body. So that's a kind of a means of tokenizing herself, something like that.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually super interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
See, I think in that case, that's more tangible to me. Like that makes a bit more sense, because you're tokenizing a part of the body, but then also by buying that NFT, you're creating an action in the physical world for that person's body. So I think that makes more sense to me than tokenizing a voice, where there isn't a change happening, right? But if it's the artist's body, there is a change happening. So there is something tangible there. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Caleb. I didn't know that there was an artist doing that, but I'd love to check them out.
Okay. I think we're actually about to end the, to come to the end of the session. There's so many questions streaming in. I don't know if Caleb or Claudia, if you've come across any question that has been dropped on the chat section that you feel you'd like to answer. I'm still skimming through some of the, so there's this question here. So somebody asks, it's Anthony Ugwoja. Anthony asks, what happens, for example, when someone buys your art in OpenSea? Does it directly go into your Air wallet address? Yes, that is what actually happens. So you become the owner, and you can actually be able to find the collectible or the piece of art on your wallet under collectibles. How does the gas fee vary on different NFT platforms? Tony, would you like to answer that, or would anyone want to answer that about the fees?
Basically it depends on the networks, actually. So for example, on Binance Smart Chain, the gas fees are lower. Yeah, on Ethereum is higher. Then on other platforms like Matic, that is a side chain on Ethereum network, the transaction fee is also lower. But the thing there is that all those chains are EVM compatible. So, but it depends on the network you're actually using. But the popular one here is OpenSea and Rarible. But the bakery swap is not really liquid like OpenSea. But it's also liquid, but not that kind of liquidity that OpenSea has. So it depends on the network you want to, or you can afford to mint on.
Okay, so from my hand, I feel what determines the gas fee is basically the gas price and the gas limit. So for some certain activities you'll be doing on platforms like Rarible and OpenSea, for like Rarible now, if you are minting an artwork, it takes a large amount of fee compared to when you are burning an artwork or when you are transferring an artwork, because it requires a lot more computer activity to do so. So for transferring, it's just getting a contract to send NFT from one wallet to the other. For minting, you're uploading the NFT to the blockchain, initiating a smart contract, and also putting in some information. Those metadata and all of that would practically increase the amount of fee you're paying as gas compared to when you are destroying an NFT or when you are transferring NFT to somebody else. And then for some certain platforms also, like Foundation, you're required to pay gas fee to mint the NFT first, and then pay another gas fee again to list it. So for different platforms, the NFT, the fee might vary. Also, the fee also depends on the congestion on the Ethereum network. So at some periods, there are not so many transactions being batched to the Ethereum virtual machine to be added to the blockchain. You might have the gas fee very low. Before the bull run began to have around ending of December, gas fees were not so high. Minted a lot of artwork at the point for $5, $10. But immediately the gas fee began to rise. I minted an artwork for $50, minted an artwork for $150 and more. So basically, it is advisable for if you want to mint on Ethereum blockchain, you could monitor the Ethereum gas fees by going to platforms like Ethereum gas station or looking for its gas bots on Twitter to find out when the gas fee is pretty okay for you to mint. And if you don't want to do that, you could also look for other platforms that are pretty cheap, like the Hive blockchain, the Tezos blockchain, the Near blockchain, the Waves blockchain. They enable you to mint NFTs there at pretty low cost. The only issue is most people are not so conversant to this platform, so it might be a little difficult for you to get your artwork sold. If your artwork is really good, you should be able to get a collector to get your artwork to be.
Okay. Wow. I think we have so many questions coming in still, but I think we'll what I'll actually recommend or ask you guys is to, you can actually join the our groups, which are shared on the chat section. If you have more questions, where you'll be able to interact with, our guests, our guest speakers, and the facilitators of this amazing event. Also remember that we do have, some giveaways that will be announced through your email. So keep on checking, looking out for the giveaways. Also remember, BitLazo will be issuing out $10 to 10 people who, follow the terms and conditions that were issued out. So just check the chat section and you'll see the details. Also, I think we are coming to the end of this session. I'm really excited. There's so much to learn. So many people came up. We give thanks to you. Thank you, facilitators. Thank you, guests. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was really super amazing. Before we end this session, I'll actually ask Caleb and Claudia, probably, do you have any final remarks? Or if the community want to find you, where can they actually find you? You can also I'll actually help you drop your Twitter handles on the chat section.
Yeah, I'm already dropping it there.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
So any remarks from
Claudia? Caleb?
What I would like to say is for anyone interested in going to the NFT space, it's imperative you make as much research as possible. Check out YouTube videos explaining NFT, explain different platforms. Check out the different platforms that are coming up. Check out what they are trying to do. Check out what they are working on. Also, to avoid connecting your wallet to wrong platforms, it's important you go to Twitter and find out the Twitter addresses, Twitter accounts of this platform, so you can see the official link, because there have been issues of people connecting their wallet to fake MetaMask extensions and losing all their funds. Also, to save yourself the issue of buying the wrong ads, if you see an artwork you like, click on the artist profile, go to check out their social media profile, check out the platform they are on, see what they've done and people they know, and information about what they've been doing, so you can save yourself from buying the wrong artwork. And then for people who are not interested in minting NFTs or are not interested in creating artworks, you can check out gaming, NFTs for games. You can check out NFTs for insurance, NFT for trading and all of that. So that's because not everybody can create artworks. Not everybody wants to create artworks because it's a little bit stressful and time consuming because you need to put in a lot of passion into it. So I would advise go into NFT gaming. There are platforms like Axie Infinity where you could play Axie game and earn SLP token that you can trade and make a living for yourself. People in Philippines do that and make some good money out of it. You could also play So Red that enables you to play FPL, fantasy football using NFT cards. There's also NBA Top Shots where you could purchase moments and trade them later on, and the likes. So basically, get onto Twitter, get onto Discord, get on Telegram group that talk about NFT, interact, get to learn, ask questions. Whatever you do not understand, ask questions. The NFT space is pretty good at. You ask a question, people are willing to answer you and all of that. If you need help on anything, just ask. People are willing to answer you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
Great. I completely agree with everything that Caleb said. I think I wanted to touch on security of your wallet as well before we end off here. So there have been like many scams coming up in the crypto space. It's really important to keep your seed phrase to yourself. So the seed phrase is how you access your wallet. It's a series of words. Write it down on a piece of paper, hide it around your home, keep it physical. Don't write that in a note in your phone, don't write that on your computer. It's like your password, because if anyone hacks into your MetaMask, your digital wallet, like the crypto's gone. There's no getting it back, unfortunately. So wherever you decide to explore after this session, because I know we're all very excited about NFTs, just really think about the security of your wallet on any platform you explore. And I wanted to touch on any artists who are interested in minting. The biggest piece of advice I always give is if you're already making work and you have a specific style that you love, don't change anything about it just to appeal to a certain collector or platform or group. It's really important because the space is so new and there's so much growth. It's really, really important to just stick to your style. There's definitely a niche out there for it. Don't change anything about it just to, make a sale or get the like, or get on, I don't know, the good side of a platform, or to appeal to a certain base of collectors, right? It's really important to just stick to your style, your personal niche, and just move on with that. And just really engage with the communities. I mean, these Discord servers are really fantastic. Everyone's really enthusiastic about crypto, and we're all learning day by day, taking it one step at a time. So there's lots of people out there to help answer your questions and get you started. So join those Discord servers, follow the leaders in the crypto space on Twitter, maybe on Instagram, wherever you are, whatever social media platforms you are on, just go ahead and follow people in the crypto space on them, and keep learning, right? Just absorb everything like a sponge, because like I said, it's day by day. The space is evolving so fast and it changes so quickly. So yeah, just keep an open mind and get creative and keep talking with people. And that's my takeaway.
Thank you so
I would
much.
like to add, so someone asked the difference between NFT and NFT tokens. So what you have here is some NFT platform decided to create NFT tokens as a means to enable governance, as a means to reward users of the platform, like Rarible. On Rarible, if you buy an NFT or you sell an NFT, you see some Rari tokens. I've received quite a lot from the sales I've made. Also, you have tokens like AXS, you have tokens like Sand, you have tokens like Mana. So on the central land, you can purchase items on the central land using the Mana token, and you can purchase Mana token easily on Binance and other exchanges. So these NFT tokens are just like a way of increasing the finance of the platform and improving the platform majorly. That's what those tokens are for. And you can check most of them on Binance and other exchanges.
Okay. Thank you so much. For those who love investing in cryptocurrencies, like the tokens or playing around with the markets, you can actually look for platforms or governance tokens. For example, Rari, which has actually been performing well, no financial advice. You can also watch out what other NFT marketplaces are doing, and you can actually decide to, invest. But the thing is, you have to, stay connected to these communities. This is where you learn so much. This is where you interact with so many people and get crazy ideas. For example, we were able to interact with Claudia and CX through and Caleb by interacting with the existing communities. And I will encourage you to go, to do it this way. You learn so much. Interact with the platforms. And you don't have to use platforms that use high fees, but I think the concept of minting is almost the same or the same. So I think we've come to the end of our session. So I'd like to thank you so much. But before we leave, I'd like to invite Frank. Actually, Frank is from BitLazzo. And BitLazzo is an amazing platform where if you like to purchase some coins for, minting your, for fees to mint or to buy some of the collectibles, you can actually use that. So Frank, the floor is yours. Are you there? I think Frank left. I don't know what happened. But anyways, guys, check out Bitlato. We've given the description on the chat section. So make sure you follow or adhere to the terms of and conditions of the Frank is back. Just 1 minute. He's actually joining. So the giveaways will be announced to you via your email. Frank, are you there? Yeah, Frank is here.
Hi, Adams. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes. First of all, congratulations for hosting a very, very successful event. So like Adam said, my name is Frank Dea from Bitslato, Africa. So Bitslato BZ is basically a P2P exchange where we enable people to buy and sell cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, and a host of other tokens. At Bitslato, we have no KYC. We have a very big presence in other parts of the world except Africa. So we're just setting up in the continent. And as we are right now, we're building a very strong community where we want as many people who want to take part of the, crypto ecosystem to just basically just, start trading on our platforms. We also have very low fees on our platform. And at the same time, one of our strong points is a very lucrative affiliate program. At the moment, we are running a a campaign that enables you as a user to sign up and earn a $5 bonus in Bitcoin if you just verify your account. And any other person who uses your affiliate link to join the platform also earns $5. So this is unlimited. Even if you invite 1,000 people, but you can make $5,000. And we want as much as possible to take advantage of this sort of campaigns to get people to start trading on our platform. Beyond that, at Bitslato, we are a very strong social community. So you can find us on Facebook at Bitslato Africa, Twitter at Bitslato A, and Telegram at Bitslato A Chat. So I think, Brian, I don't know if you had mentioned that we're doing a giveaway for the attendees who are on this particular class today.
Yeah, of course. We actually announced the giveaway, and we'd like to thank you and Bitlato so much for your interest in this amazing class. And everyone else who has been able to make it a success. Our guest, Claudia, thank you so much. Caleb, thank you so much. And everyone else who attended, thank you so much. I cannot forget to talk about Tony. He actually made the session super interesting. Feel free to follow Tony on Coin News on Twitter. I've actually sent the description on the chat section. You can also join.
I also sent it there. I also sent it there. Go on.
Okay, Tony, before I forget, you actually to give out some gems, some NFT gems.
Oh, okay, yeah. I almost forgot it. Okay, okay, yeah. So it's not a financial advice, by the way, but for those that have been with us in our groups, you have been benefiting so far from the bull run. So just some tips so far. You can just hope in when you feel good, and then the coins actually have been doing well. Yes, they have been doing well. So basically, most of these coins are on Binance Smart Chain because followed it up from the launch up to now. So for those that have been with us who bought Bake and Cake and XVS Beefy that just listed a few days ago on Binance, that Beefy was trading $7 launched. Yes, it was launched by BSC Swap back then in 2020. So now it's listed on Binance. So for those that have been following us, who have been benefiting from these stocks, yes, on our group. So you can still open on a few of these now. But remember, this is not a financial advice. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Thank you.
so you can check out on auction. Yes, auction, and then cat meme token. You can also check out on Digin.
Guys, this is the part where you write
You
them
can
down.
also check out on NCT, and then
We are not hearing them well, so maybe probably we could just send it on chat, please.
okay. So let me just drop, because yeah, I will drop it with the spelling, because maybe you may not really get the spelling if I just say it.
Yeah.
So let me just drop the stuff on the chat.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you so much, Tony. Guys, I think we've come to the end of the session. Don't forget to check the chat section for the amazing gems. Yeah, and I hope you've learned the most. If you have any feedback, please feel free to reach out to me or to Tony, and share what you think. Yeah. Thank you so much, Claudia, for your time. We can never thank you enough. I look forward to having more talks with you. Thank you so much, Caleb. I look forward to having more talks with you. I think you guys are amazing. Guys, please feel free to reach out to Claudia or Caleb if you for some insights on or probably pieces of art or on anything to do with NFTs or probably even cryptocurrencies. Yeah, does anyone have anything to say? Claudia, Caleb? Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for having us. It's been quite a time this morning, and I'm so excited for the future of this space. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Claudia.
Yeah, and Brian, one last thing, kindly, we are doing daily classes since 14th of March until the end of this month. We're doing Crypto 101 classes. So anyone who's open to participating, we have daily classes at 9 p.m. East African time. Please do join us every single day until the end of the month. NFTs is also part of what we'll be covering at some point during our classes. So please feel free, and you're most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Frank. Okay, guys, feel free to leave. If you have any questions, you can still stick around. We will stick around.
Let me thank everybody. Hello. Thanks to everybody also. Thanks to everyone. Thank you, Brian Adams. Also, thank you, and thank you, Caleb and Claudia and Bizilato. Thanks to everybody that made it a success today. Thank you, and thank you.
Yeah, I see people are still streaming in, guys. If you missed out, we will have a follow-up class, but it depends with your request or your interest in the space. If you have any topics that you feel that you like, you would want us to cover, please feel free to reach out to me on Telegram or on Twitter. You can reach out to Cryptocurrency Academy, and we can initiate the conversation. Our website is cryptocurrencyacademy.info. You can actually check it out there for more learning materials and so on. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to reach out to us. If you would like to probably be a guest or like to learn or probably like to teach, we are open for you. So please do reach out to us.